I got involved about a year and a half ago during the lockdown and during the pandemic. Zach really wanted to start writing again, and so every day he would go to his office and he would kind of lock himself in until like 4 p.m. and write. He finds writing quite tricky. He's very good at it, but he finds it hard to get going. And so basically throughout this time where everybody didn't know what to do with their lives, he started writing and being creative and opening his mind to a story. And so throughout that whole process, I was obviously there listening to the pieces of where he was going to go with this story and who he was thinking of, and he wrote this movie for me. So I've kind of been hearing about it ever since the beginning. I'd never had a character that was so well matched with how I could play someone, how she sounded, and also I had someone write a character for me knowing full well what I was capable of and knowing full well what he could get out of me. And that was only reassuring and inspiring. And I've never been in that position where someone's written something uniquely for me because they know me. And you'd think that it would make it easier. If anything, it makes it wonderfully more challenging because that person knows exactly what you're capable of. So I read it and was very proud of him, obviously, but just so excited to do pretty much every single scene in the script. He writes such good dialogue that it makes you slip into those characters and that world so easily. I was really, really just proud of like our dynamic and how we understood what each other meant and why that person would need that from the script or from the filmmaking process or from each other. And he was incredibly respectful of listening and adapting things if it didn't feel right. And I don't think that was just specifically to me. Obviously, I know I'm connected to Zach in a different way, but one of his biggest gifts is letting it go if it doesn't feel right. And whether it's a crew member or an actor that doesn't feel comfortable with saying a line or comfortable with doing a move or anything, he really is someone that's been in every position before he was this amazing director or actor. And so I think his understanding of it has to feel good, it has to feel right, and then that will be the most authentic, unique performance from you, meant that everybody just felt safe all the time, and everybody felt excited to do whatever idea it was that they wanted to do. And when you have that level of safety, A, it means that the set is happy, and B, it means that you all feel completely included in the fact that this film got made and in the way that it got made. Our two characters, Daniel and Allison, are constantly going head to head, whether it be their age is going head to head, whether it be that they are needing friendship in this part of their lives. They are both coming to each other with a need for some sort of love and some sort of validation in moving on with their lives. And working with Morgan Freeman with doing that kind of matched both of our personalities perfectly. You know, he's a legend. Everybody has ultimate respect for him the moment he comes on set. And he commands space and he commands power. And that is exactly how Daniel has possibly led his life as well. In terms of casting my mum, Allison has to come from a totally loved household, but also a scatty household. She's had a dad that left her when she was younger with nothing other than her mum in the house. And her mum has also tried to deal and handle that as well. So casting Molly Shannon as the mum who's totally lovable but also hasn't got her shit together was perfect casting. And just in terms of the different energies that both those two different characters then bring to set, meant that Allison also could be those two different energies, which was really cool. Chinaza is an incredible actor, and when we were auditioning, I remember Zach one day suddenly, I was in Ireland filming, and he messaged me one day and he was like, you need to watch these tapes immediately. And I watched them immediately and was, I mean, I think everybody that watched those tapes had goosebumps up their arm. Like, he did 3 of the biggest scenes in the movie that he does with me, with Molly, and with Morgan. And he did them over Zoom. And like just smacked you in the face with the level of acting that he did. And I was so excited to work with him after seeing that. He has a very he has sad eyes when he wants them to be, and it was genuinely a dream acting alongside him. I was so excited to get to set every day to talk about how we were going to do this. And also, I think, like, when you find comfort in someone like that, when you are such good mates, it's even more real and sadder to portray these two characters that have just, like, missed each other in life. Because you still do have that twinkle and you still do have that happiness. Celeste plays Ryan, this very troubled, very angry, very emotional, very bubbly, very incredible young girl. And it was really cool working with someone who was just ready to learn and being so inspired by the set around her. And I think she really loved asking questions, and I don't mean that in an annoying way. I mean, like, it's really wonderful when you work with someone who just is dying to know more and is dying to learn from you and learn from this experience, and let's figure things out together. Let's have a conversation about where we are as these two characters. And I loved working with her. She has this incredible energy that she just like brings happiness onto a set. Throughout the film, you constantly see these two very fiery, kind of a bit nutty women constantly make peace, make love with each other as people, and then just abuse each other and throw each other away again. And of course, like, I don't know, I'm not a mum, but the position that Diane is in is incredibly tricky. And it's very hard to say no to a child when clearly they're in pain. And that's a constant theme that Allison always dangles above her head. Allison's interest in music kind of withers as she withers. So at the beginning, we see her completely confident and completely full of life, and she's raring to go and ready to sing any song. And I used to sing and create and write songs a whole lot more than I do now, and the less I did it because I focused on acting, or I focused on, you know, really trying to succeed in this industry, I left that to the side thinking that one day I'll come back to it. But the less I touched it, I had no confidence in picking up the guitar and singing in front of people.